Today I'm showing you 100 websites where you can get free organic traffic just by listing digital products without spending a penny on advertising. Now, these are not website builders, okay? These are marketplaces with thousands, even millions of customers every month looking for digital products to buy. And a few of these websites I've made money on personally, so I'll share what actually worked for me as well. And by the end of the video, you'll know exactly which marketplace fits your digital product the best. So for each website, I'll show you their estimated monthly traffic, color-coded like this. Also show you what products you can sell on there and a direct link to sign up to the website so you can start selling on it today. Now, if you want the full list of websites in this video, along with all the links and data on one page, consider becoming a channel member. You'll also get exclusive downloads, including top Etsy customer digital product search terms, articles and videos by me, not on YouTube. And if you appreciate the work that went into this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Hit that notifications bell so you get alerts when I post new videos like this. These are the general categories covered in this video. Obviously, there's some overlap between the sites, but you'll be able to see the specific products that you're allowed to sell in the breakdown for each website. All right, timestamps in the description. Let's get into it. This video is kindly sponsored by PayHip. Now, I was really excited when they reached out to me because I've already mentioned them multiple times before on my channel. PayHip was my top recommendation for the best free Shopify alternatives in this older video, especially for digital product sellers, and it seems like you guys love them as well. The cool thing about PayHip is that not only do they have a marketplace that gets you free traffic for digital and physical products with millions of visitors to their website every month, but they're also a store builder that pretty much lets you sell anything, including downloads, online courses, memberships, coaching, and even physical products, all for completely free. On top of that, you can build really awesome looking, fully customizable websites like these with their no-code site builder. And selling on your own domain like these sellers is very important nowadays, especially because you can easily get suspended by marketplaces like Etsy or face big changes in fees, algorithms, and policies. So PayHip lets you do that as well, bringing you visibility every time you upload a product on your very own platform. Now, usually you have to pay $20 a month or more for no-code web builders like this that don't even get you free marketplace traffic, so keep that in mind. What's more, they take care of UK and EU VAT or sales tax for you. All this for just a 5% transaction fee per sale, and you can even reduce this once you start selling more. They're rated excellent on Trustpilot and trusted by thousands of sellers, so you can be sure that your store is in good hands. It's really the best free all-in-one solution for e-commerce. Use the link in my description to sign up and get started selling for free today. Big thanks to PayHip for sponsoring this video. So our first category is general digital marketplaces. And by this, I mean marketplaces that let you sell really any kinds of products that you can download, or some also allow subscription products and maybe mixed in with physical products as well. So here they are. And out of all of these, I've had experience with Google Shopping, Pinterest, Etsy, shop. Let me speak about my experience with those now. Starting with Etsy. So as many of you may know, my main thing is selling print on demand, but I used to also sell digital products on Etsy on a separate store. I sold fonts and SVG download files. And as you can see, I didn't make that much money on it, but one of my fonts did kind of pop off in 2023. Later, I closed this shop down because I was having account health issues, mainly because I wasn't answering customer messages enough because I could only be logged into one account on the Etsy app. So I wanted to protect my main Etsy account where I was making most of my money, because if you get suspended from one, then you're likely to get suspended from other accounts. So yeah, if you want to know more about that, then I have a video on my channel about that. Okay, next let's talk about Google Shopping tab and Pinterest and the shop app. So when you upload a product on Shopify, you can choose the sales channels that you want the product to appear on, and you can actually access all three of these marketplaces at once, which is exactly what I do. Now, I don't sell digital products on my Shopify store, I sell print on demand, but you can sell really anything on a Shopify store and have it visible on these three marketplaces, which includes digital downloads. So this is the shop.app website. And I would say for me personally, the most productive marketplace out of these has been the shop.app marketplace. I tend to make a sale every now and then from here. Shop isn't just a marketplace, it's actually a checkout system. It basically saves customer checkout information that Shopify have made. So I do make a sale every now and then from these organic sources, especially Shop. Obviously, we have to be realistic here. This is organic traffic, so just people browsing on their own. It's not going to compare that well to other traffic that I get from social media, Facebook ads, but it definitely is possible if you upload enough products. And by that, I mean, more than 100. So yeah, just show you an example. Here's a sale that I made from the Google Shopping tab organically. So how do you access these via Shopify? Well, with Shop, you don't have to apply for that. You just turn it on in the Shopify store and select it in sales channels. But if you want your products to show up on the Google Shopping tab with the free shopping listings, then you have to register for an account with Google Merchant Center next. It might take a while for your products to get approved. I remember it took like a few days for me. But after that, you can just go in, tick this box, then they'll start showing your products all across the Google Shopping tab like this. So obviously the first few pages are dominated by the big websites like Etsy and stuff, but even if your product ends up on, say, page 10, there'll probably be people that will be able to find it just because there's like billions of people on Google, right? Now with Pinterest, if you want to enable Pinterest shopping pins, so accessing the Pinterest marketplace, essentially, you have to be what's called a verified merchant. And this application may take a while, but I do think it's worth it because basically they automatically upload pins every time you upload a product. So if you were having like 10 product images, for example, all of those would go out as a separate pin each, whereas other people would have to, create each pin separately. Now, I know I get a lot of traffic to my store from Pinterest, but I haven't actually made any direct sales from Pinterest, at least that I could see in the back of my Shopify. But I know some other people have. Maybe that's just me. My products don't really fit that well on Pinterest, but it is a very big shopping engine, search engine. So yeah, I've got a video on how to apply for this if you are interested. It's step by step how to get approved to the verified merchant program. Next up, we have graphic assets marketplaces. So here you can sell things like fonts, design assets, vectors. So that's SVGs, images, so that's like PNGs and JPEGs. Some of them also let you sell audio and video files as well. These are the websites. Now, out of these, I have sold on Creative Fabrica, which, as you can see, I've made a bit of money on. Mostly uploading fonts and graphics. I do have videos on my channel about that if you want to hear more about how to get approved and stuff. Now, a very long time ago, I did quickly sign up to Graphic River via the author Envato account. You don't need to get approved to have one of these accounts, which is pretty cool because, as you'll see later on, it lets you sell on all of the Envato marketplaces, and there's loads of them. Every individual upload will need to be approved. So yeah, I uploaded one thing there a long time ago. I hadn't really tried to make money on it. I also did try to get a Creative Market account, but I signed up and got rejected. I didn't really know why. It doesn't mean that you'll get rejected. It's just my experience. Next up is font specific marketplaces. So obviously you can sell fonts on like Creative Fabrica and Creative Market, but these are a lot more specific. They only allow fonts and you have to be higher quality design. So by that usually just means like the full set of characters. If you do have experience designing fonts, then these will be much better for you than general marketplaces. Yeah, there's only 2 websites on this list, which are MyFonts and FontSpring. If you are interested, I do have a very old video now on my channel giving you a tutorial on how to create fonts with the FontSelf Photoshop extension. So that's looking at OTF and TTF files. Next up is stock media. So that's things like stock photos, videos, audio, illustrations, and even though there's so much overlap, I've separated these out from the kind of creative assets marketplaces because it does cater to a very different audience. So if you are a photographer or videographer, then you can definitely apply to several of these websites and try and upload to all of them. Boom, triple the revenue right there that you would get uploading to just one website because they kind of all accept the same thing, so photos and videos. Next up is audio, music, and sound effects only marketplaces. Again, some overlap with the stock and asset marketplaces, but these are more specific for audio in terms of who the buyers are. Now, believe it or not, I did have a go at making beats a while back. Don't worry, I'm not putting in samples in this video, but there is a free version of FL Studio and a pretty cheap version that you can get on mobile if you are interested in making your own music. That's the extent of my knowledge on that. I'm not going to embarrass myself anymore, but if you do have experience in this area, good for you. Try out these websites. Next up is ebook and PDF download marketplaces. So a lot of these are like self-publishing platforms and they let you sell digital print-on-demand books as well. So that just means like physical books. You upload a file and they can print and deliver it to a customer. So you've got the obvious ones like Apple Books, KDP, all of those, but also some more specialized ones as well, like the drive-through websites. You can sell gaming related ebooks and downloads like game guides, instruction manuals as well. So a lot of variety here. Next up is template and mockup marketplaces. So here they are, and I've personally bought mockups before on Placeit. I signed up for a subscription and then I downloaded mockups, and also Notion templates I know are very popular as well. So speaking as a customer here of these products. Next up is teaching and study resource marketplaces. So these can be like lesson plans, activity packs for teachers, printables, and study notes. So here they are, and I am very familiar with these because when I was 15 years old, I uploaded my secondary school GCSE revision notes on this website called tes.com. And I managed to make some money. That was the first money I ever made online. It's actually one of my very first YouTube videos if you go all the way back on my channel. So yeah, I was kind of like mind blown that I could just make money on the internet. And this website is still up and thriving, pays me to this day. Now, because all of my resources are obviously out of date, I did the exams so many years ago, I had to relabel my resources to make them accurate for the old specifications. So I obviously don't make much money on here anymore, but surprisingly, I still do make a few sales from time to time. Literally just got an email the other day telling me that I made £12 and I need to withdraw it. So yeah, that's one you can definitely make money on. There was another one that I talked about before called Study Drive. So they used to pay you for uploading sort of higher education stuff, so like university and college notes, and they had a section for each different institution as well. That website's now defunct. Like, it's up, but it doesn't pay you for study notes anymore. But I did find some alternatives which I've listed here, like Study Pool, which also do pay for more higher education stuff instead of like high school and preschool stuff, which is more tes.com. So yeah, take a look at these. Next up is marketplaces to sell online courses. The business models are pretty different between some of these. So Udemy is like selling individual courses, which I'm sure we're all familiar with. But on Skillshare, for example, the customers pay a subscription to access all the courses, and then that money gets pooled together. Creators get paid for the amount that you watch. So it's kind of like Creative Fabrica or YouTube's business model, where instead of ad revenue, they get revenue from paying subscribers. So yeah, just think about which business model you like as well. Next up is 3D and gaming asset marketplaces. So yeah, as you can see, a lot of people looking for 3D models for games and videos. If you have any experience with Blender, which is a completely free open source software for making 3D models, this will be a gold mine for you, okay? And there are easier free ways to make 3D models as well with other software such as SketchUp. So definitely have a look at these if you are into games and 3D modeling. Next, we have developer products and asset marketplaces. So that's all your code, apps, themes, UX design, that kind of stuff. So plugins and SaaS you can sell on some of these websites as well. So if you are a developer or ChatGPT vibe coder, either works, right? Then you may be able to sell some of your projects on any of these websites. I find that developers that are most successful with this always start out developing something to help themselves, and then they find it useful, so they are able to sell it to other people. If you want all these websites on one page with all the links and data and a lot more exclusive content not available on YouTube from me, then check out tiertx.com. Either way, thanks so much for supporting and watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.